Hello, white people. On June 25th, 2022, our fearless potato signed into law a bipartisan bill that is the first significant change in federal gun legislation in nearly 3 decades, known as the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. It's an act, huh? The bill was written in response to the shootings in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas, and sped through a usually slow-moving Congress. Right. All this stuff was ready to go to be voted on and passed before these shootings happened. And this law is unconstitutional because it violates due process. But, Congress never checks and see if anything's constitutional. They just do whatever they're paid to do and keep their mouths shut. Though the bill's limited scope has left many disappointed. Who's disappointed? It does tighten up gun control in a number of key areas. As the bill was making its way through Congress, The Conversation, which is the original folks who wrote this article, published a number of articles looking at its provisions and how effective they might be in addressing America's gun violence crisis. Oh, yeah. So if you don't live in the United States, during daylight hours, I have to dodge bullets all day long. I don't understand. Bullets are so expensive. I remember last time I bought bullets, I think I paid not 22 LRs, but for a 9 or a 5.56, I think I was, no, probably not 5.56, I think I was paying about 30 cents a bullet. I'm sure it's doubled now. Probably about, 60 cents a bullet? Somebody's going to have to tell me. So I'm dodging those. Oh, I dodged thousands and thousands and thousands of bullets all day long. I got a kink in my back because I can't even stand up straight because of all the flying bullets here in the United States. Number 1, support for states' red flag laws. Among the elements of the new law is support for states to pass what are called red flag laws. LaGrange College political science professor This nobody person writes that these laws allow police to take guns from people. Take them, no due process. Due process is for losers, deemed a threat to themselves or others and bar them from buying firearms. To determine if red flag laws reduce gun deaths overall, Torres examines, this is that nobody from that college, examined states' firearm death rates in light of whether they had a red flag law or not. Anyway, this guy says that places that had red flag laws had fewer deaths. And he estimated that the red flag laws saved 7,308 lives. But if there was no red flag laws, then 52,530 people would have died. Number 2, what is the boyfriend loophole? I don't know. What is it? One of the sticking points in negotiations over the bill that was eventually resolved. Right, they got this thing passed right after those 2 shootings, and there was a sticking point, huh? Was the boyfriend loophole. Under current federal legislation, Michigan state criminal justice professor, it's this nobody person, explains intimate partner relationships are defined only as those in which 2 people are or were married, live together as a couple, or have a child together. People who are in dating relationships are largely excluded from this definition. As a result, this nobody person writes, dating partners are exempt from federal laws that prohibit those convicted of domestic violence misdemeanor crimes, or those who are under domestic violence restraining orders from buying or possessing a firearm. So basically, if you get busted for domestic violence and you're not shacked up, then you don't get into trouble. You can still buy guns. This is what is referred to as the boyfriend loophole. Research suggests that when a violent male partner has access to a gun, the risk of murder to the female partner increases 5-fold. What's the definition of a male partner, violent male partner? Is he violent because he lays hands on the woman? Is he violent because he fights with other men? Is he violent because he stands up for himself? What's his, in the day and age of, just a second here, what's it called? Aggressive. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You look at somebody, oh, that was so aggressive, just the way he looked at me. I feel so violated. It hurts. I've got bruises all over my body just from that look. With Biden signing the bill into law, the unconstitutional bill into law, the wording extends the ban to those who have or had a continuing relationship of a romantic or intimate nature. That's freaking weird. Though the bill will close the loophole for those convicted of domestic violence misdemeanor crimes, it does not cover restraining order laws. Number 3, does the law protect schools? Check this out. The new law would provide $1 billion to help schools put in place comprehensive strategies to create safe and healthy learning environments, including $300 million to increase access to mental health services. Part of the strategy involves risk assessment. In the years since the Columbine shooting in 1999, researchers and federal law enforcement agencies have studied school shootings and developed risk assessments to gauge the likelihood of actual violence by a young person identified as a possible risk. As Paul Boxer, another nobody, explains, the assessments are conducted by professionals that include police officers, teachers, and mental health counselors. Together, they determine a young person's risk for violence. These teams may not be able to prevent every possible incident, Boxer cautions, that nobody above there. Still, this sort of approach is critical to improving the process of identifying and stopping potential shooters overall. Editor's note, the story is a roundup of articles from the Conversations archives. That's that publication. All right, so that's it for now. That's it for this article, at least. I don't understand why the government can keep passing unconstitutional laws. And this one made it under the radar. I didn't even notice it until I was digging around looking for something to talk about. All right, white people, that's the damage for now. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your thoughts below.